The following podcast may contain adult language and an abundance of cold, hard vengeance. So get ready, nerds, because we're talking Kill Bill, Volume 2. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salty Nerd Podcast. We're talking Kill Bill, Volume 2. I'm joined, as always, by my fantastic panel of nerds. Matt Vader's here, sipping on the best damn margarita I've ever had.
I'm a really good bartender.
She really is.
I like Jude's drinks that glow in the dark.
It's actually an ecto cooler, isn't it?
It's fucking good, man.
It's really
I'm also
good.
kind of broke, so if you need a bartender.
She's available for, oh my God. She's available for parties.
I'm available to fuck you up.
She did my 10-year anniversary party. She got my whole family fucked up.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
We had a great time.
My mother-in-law started going off. It was amazing.
She told me all kinds of stuff.
Jude is also here.
Hello.
Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Matthew Kadish is also here as well, the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, so fun story. When Kill Bill Volume 2 came out, it premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 2004, which is my first trip to the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, nice.
And I was there and I got to see this at Cannes with Michael Madsen, Quentin Tarantino.
Did you meet Tarantino?
I didn't meet him there. I saw him there. But David Carradine, basically the whole cast was there. And there's a funny story about Uma Thurman and what's her name? The eyepatched lady.
Ellie Driver?
No. Well, yeah.
Daryl
Hannah?
Daryl Hannah, yeah. A story about Daryl Hannah and Uma Thurman that I'll share with you guys.
Right on.
Can't wait.
I'm super excited. So if you guys have just got done watching our Volume 1 review, which came out a couple days ago, and you're welcome to come here and hang out with us talking about Volume 2, I'm very excited. This is a really great conclusion to a movie that we just got done gushing over for like 2.5 hours for our Volume 1 episode. So thank you for joining us. As always, we're going to break into this movie real quick. First, I'm going to take a sip of my margarita, which again, the recipe for this will be available at saltynerddiscord.com. Head over there and then check out the drink recipe area. Holy shit, it's good. We're going to take a break real quick.
I'm so glad you like it.
And we'll be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you guys want to support us, head over to saltynerd.com/DC. Download Dragon Champions. It's a really cool video game where you get to collect heroes and upgrade them and create a cool team to go on raids and a lot of fun stuff. If you type in Salty in the promo code area, you can join. Or actually, you guys get a little bit of a leg up. Sorry, I'm really buzzed. This freaking margarita is good. If you guys type in Salty in the promo code area, you guys get a leg up. You get some extra characters and some gold and some stuff to help you along your way. Get to level 20, join our guild, Salty Nerd Podcast, and join our Discord, and you can hang out in the Dragon Champions chat room where you can get feedback from experts like Matt Vader over here and Matthew Kadish on how to build your team to the epic level and get yourself to the top tier gamers of Dragon Champions. I can't talk anymore. I'm done with this promo. Head over to Dragon Champions and download it and join us.
It's good, right?
It's so good.
2004, Kill Bill Volume 2. Rated R with a runtime of 2 hours, 17 minutes. Also had a budget of $30 million. Guess what it made at the box?
400 million. I don't know.
This isn't as good as
I
Volume 1.
think it has a billion.
I don't know. 100. I'll be realistic.
Yeah, be realistic.
152 million.
It's not as good as the Volume 1.
I disagree.
So I'm going to say it didn't make as much money. So I'm going to say $105 million.
Think of it, before she answers, think of it like this.
I know hype from the
like,
first one would affect the second
It's
one.
like a drug addict.
I still don't. I think it probably had a lower second weekend.
Word of mouth about how fucking awesome.
$100 million.
Okay, fine. I'll shut the fuck up. Good job on interrupting me.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm serious. No, because he's been complaining. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, not sorry. Do that more. Go.
Shut the fuck up. God damn.
All right, $100 million.
Yeah, $100 million.
152. Yeah.
This made $154 million at the box office. Alex, it's been a while, but you win a speedboat.
I'd rather have a sword.
You win a priceless Hattori Hanzo sword.
In Texas, it's $250.
You sold a Hattori Hanzo sword?
No, not
Specifically in
sold.
El Paso.
He said hawked,
He
which
hacked
I don't know why, but when I listened to that dude say you hawked a Hanzo sword for $250, God, I fucking love this movie.
But he didn't.
But he lied.
He
Why
lied
did he
about it.
lie?
Because he's fucking with his brother.
Because he's a piece of shit.
Do you want to talk about him
talk
fucking
shit.
with his brother?
Well, I'm sure we will.
All right, let's get
Yeah.
into it. Jude,
All right.
give me the synopsis.
Okay, sir. 4 years after the massacre at Two Pines, Black Mamba's roaring rampage of revenge is almost complete. She's taken out a lot of vermin, but won't be finished until the last name on her murder list is crossed out. Ditching her pussy wagon and standing alone with her Hanzo sword, her path to Bill suddenly becomes unguarded. And as she slips inside her home to complete her mission, she's faced with the biggest challenge she's ever encountered. The daughter she thought died inside her 4 years ago is alive and well, and thinks Beatrix Kiddo has come home to be a family with her and Bill, her father. Discuss.
Jude, that might be the sexiest synopsis you've ever.
Synopsis? Oh,
Do
Jesus.
you think that is affected by the amount of alcohol?
That might
running
have
through
been
you?
the sexiest synopsis you have ever read.
Well, synopsis.
Shut the fuck up.
I might have been fucking crazy
doing my
synopsis
job.
I ever
Margaritas
heard
make
come out of
Alex
your
horny.
sexy mouth hole. Because that was really fucking good.
I want to shove words in your mouth, bitch.
What's wrong with you?
First of all, thank you. And second of all, you're welcome.
You have a really sexy
Third,
mouth hole with that lipstick on it and stuff.
I'm just doing my job, you guys.
You broke out.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This margarita's really good, guys.
Honey, I'm sorry.
All right,
I'm
anyway.
sorry I did this to you. I'll give you a sandwich after.
He's gonna need
Soak
something.
up the alcohol.
He's gonna need some bread.
I freaking love this movie.
It's pretty good.
So I disagree with you on the first one being better than this. I think
do you want me to tell you why I don't like
I
this
do.
movie?
Please speak.
Okay, so I do like this movie. All right. So the whole build up till the end, when what's her name? Beatrix Kiddo.
Yes.
Do we have to like delete that? I don't know.
No, not
No, not in volume two.
No, not volume 2. So I'm with this movie up until she gets to Bill. Once we get to Bill, it's just an hour long, just boring fucking dialogue back and forth.
so
Blah,
disagree.
blah, 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 blah. And then it's like it just takes too long. It takes me out of the entire movie.
I could not disagree with
It's
you
just
more.
it's
Same.
if they well, okay. I don't care. This is what I'm saying.
All right.
I got bored. I
Wow.
get bored in the last 50 minutes of this movie. It's too long. They needed to cut that last hour of this movie down to about 20 minutes, and it would have been fine. They did not need to go through as much. Just Quentin Tarantino likes to write dialogue, I guess, and he wrote a lot
But I think
of dialogue in here. But I'm skipping it. But that you want to know why I don't like this movie as much?
Is it
It's
because
the last 50 minutes. It's when Bill shows up and with the daughter, and it takes me out of it. The stuff with Daryl Hannah and what's Bill's brother's name?
Bud.
All that stuff. I love that stuff. The graveyard stuff, the stripper bar stuff. It's it's more of a continuation of the first movie. I like the chapter stuff, but once we get to the last chapter, it goes off the rails. It slows down too much. It's too long.
That's
I
kind
get
of
what
the
you're saying, but it's
that's
the
the-
culmination
that's the point.
of the story.
yeah. No,
I get it. I get it, but it takes me out of it because it's too drawn out. I didn't need 50 minutes of them talking to each other. It's like, oh my God, my daughter's here. I'm gonna go to bed with her and watch TV and blah blah blah. It's like fuck that. Just like kill him and fucking be over with it.
I understand where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. I thoroughly disagree because I think these two movies, if you look at them as one, as I do, and as Quentin Tarantino does, you look at this as one movie. Everything leading up to that point, that last 50 minutes is deserved.
It's too long.
No, it's deserved.
It's too long.
I disagree. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, I'm saying
because
I'm saying
they
our-
spent too much time on it.
I'm saying
woman deserves her revenge.
I'm saying our disagreement doesn't matter.
But then even the last fight, it was where all these fights in this movie are like long drawn out, really pieces of art.
Mm-hmm.
And the last fight, is
Five-finger death punch?
they're sitting in their lawn chairs.
The name of the
Yeah,
a band.
and then she does the which is a cool end. I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but it was it. It was just like very anticlimactic, and you know,
No way.
It was to me.
I can't
I'm sorry.
believe you think that.
That's how I think. That's
crazy.
what I
The
feel.
two best things about this movie is the eye pluck
Yes.
and the 5-point exploding heart palm. Is that what it's called?
Technique.
Technique.
Yeah, yeah.
Technique. I was almost there.
You got to put a French word on the end of that.
Technique.
You know, and the other
Or
thing,
do I have to make it?
Hold on, Vader. Go ahead.
there was two other things in this movie that I needed to say.
Yeah.
Daryl Hannah's character, what's her name?
Ellie Driver.
Don't like her.
Oh, fucking love her.
She's my least favorite of the group.
Why don't
How
you like
dare
her?
you?
I think she's just too much of a bitch. I don't know why. I don't like that character. Oren Ishii, we had build up for her.
Yeah.
We have a story for her. All Daryl Hannah's character is a cunt. She's just a fucking bitch.
You're not allowed to use that
Well, I
word,
just
sir.
did. You know, I like the fight in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but she's
okay.
just a bitch. There's no real background for her.
like Oren Ishii, we got this sympathetic backstory for her where we were like kind of rooting for her.
I bought into her character.
Right. With
Ellie Driver.
Ellie Driver. Thank you. With Ellie Driver.
God damn it. Put some respect on her
Yeah, yeah.
name.
With-
That is Ellie fucking Driver.
Ellie fucking Driver.
Yeah, yeah.
We get this back. We don't get a lot of backstory at all. We just
No.
she trained with Pai Mei for a short period of time, and then she's just like an assassin.
So
So I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
They do not spend nearly as much time setting her up as they do Oren Ishii.
I disagree.
I felt no sympathy or remorse when she died. But yeah, I know you're not supposed to.
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't have the buy-in on her character.
She didn't die though.
Well, she died when the snake bit her. That were supposedly
Snake didn't bite her.
Well,
though.
we don't know this. Did we know this? Am I missing something?
Well, she got both eyes plucked out, but she
Yeah.
was left on the trailer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
with the snake.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I did like about this movie was the little speech when Bud and Bill are together.
Mm.
That line with Bud saying, "We deserve to die," that's probably the most poignant line in the entire two movies. It's good.
She deserves her
It's like,
revenge.
she deserves her revenge. And
we deserve to die. Yeah.
And I'm like, I watched it and I'm like, fuck, that's fucking heavy. And I'm like, because they do. And you know, it just goes that whole, you know, it goes back to that whole Assassin's Code where it's like, yeah, we deserve to die. We do some shitty things.
Yeah.
And we turn on our fucking.
But I liked how he amended that, and he was like, "But she deserves it too."
Yeah, well, and she does.
Yeah.
That's the thing. She does. She does some shitty things too.
Yeah.
But you know,
His
whole
Bud's
Bud's character is like, he's probably my second favorite character in this story. After the bride.
He's so realistic.
He's so real.
in his complete lack of caring for either side.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't give a fuck about you, Bill,
Yeah.
or your stupid assassin
Yeah.
squad, or none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about the bride
Mhm.
or none of her shit. You both deserve to die.
He keeps his
die.
Hattori Hanzo sword with his golf club.
Yeah.
I just fucking love it.
Well,
dude.
where else would you
It's great.
put it in your
He
piece
can
of
also
shit
make a
little
margarita.
single wide wheel
He
trailer?
can make not as good a margarita as Jude makes, though.
I know. I want more, and there isn't any.
Holy shit,
You want
that's
this?
good.
Yeah, I'll take
He's stealing Jude's
Just have
margarita.
it.
Yeah, man.
Just have it.
Sweet.
It's fine. I made them for you. I want to talk about Ellie Driver.
Okay.
Jude, you've been itching to talk about this
I've
character.
been raising my hand silently,
She
like
has.
Beatrix Kiddo in
You're
a classroom.
so nice. Go ahead, Jude. Take it away.
Okay.
Speak your piece.
Ellie Driver is my favorite side character.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Did I just blow your mind?
Which one's Ellie Driver?
The one-eyed chick.
eyepatched.
That's
The
Daryl
one you-
Hannah.
Yeah.
The character's name is Ellie.
Oh,
Driver.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little buzzed. It's fine.
Oh my God, you finished it already.
Yeah, I told you.
He downed it in one.
I want the rest of Alex's too.
Guess I'm making margaritas for the next podcast mixer. Ellie Driver's my favorite side character. I love Black Mamba, Beatrix.
Mm-hmm.
And second to her is Ellie Driver. And that is pretty coinciding with her character because she was the replacement Beatrix. If you see from the beginning, Ellie's on the phone with Bill. And Beatrix, it hasn't been that long. Like Beatrix just, 6 months pregnant with Bill's kid? And Ellie's on the phone with him and she's like, okay, I love you too.
Yeah.
He immediately went to Ellie from Beatrix. And she's been trying to fill that slot for 4 fucking years.
Oh.
And that's her story.
That's why she hates her so much.
She went to Pai Mei to fill Beatrix's shoes. She tried to be the warrior that Beatrix was. She tried to be the love interest to Bill that Beatrix was. And she could never fucking add up to Beatrix. She spent her whole life trying to be Kiddo. And this is what it's come down to. And that's why she says, I'm disappointed because I didn't get to fight her.
Jude, I don't know if I should have realized this before, but you just fucking blew my mind.
Oh, I love it when they do that to you.
I've never,
I never picked up on that.
in my life watching this freaking movie, which I've seen it a ton of times.
That's why she didn't need a backstory in this, because that's her story.
I've never connected those dots. I've never
Yeah.
put her in Beatrix's shoes. And you're right. She's a Caucasian blonde chick.
She is the replacement.
B.
I never
She's
got
even
that.
on the phone with Bill.
And he's like, I love you very much, kid. Yeah.
She's on the phone with him when Beatrix kicks open the door and is like, this fight is starting.
Remember the story that Kiddo heard about young Bill where he would suck his thumb every time he saw a blonde on screen?
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie's a blonde.
Yeah. Holy shit. I feel like I failed as a movie fan.
No, you didn't. I've never really picked up on that.
I never thought about it. I just saw
gave
her.
me a movie lady boner because I was superior to you in this one time. I'm gonna live on this for the rest of my life.
I understood that there was some competitiveness there. Like I got that. But for whatever reason, I never really thought about her. She's literally fucking Beatrix 2.0.
Yes.
Wow.
That's why she hates her so much.
Yeah, and that's why she I respect you, but I fucking despise you.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We all have that person in our life, right?
And
Sure,
that's
yeah.
why she wants Beatrice's sword too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because so Daryl Hannah, when the bride plucks Ellie's eye out, what she did, the freak out after losing her other eye, was entirely improvised. And Daryl Hannah did it specifically to try to make Tarantino laugh. And Tarantino liked her reaction so much, he's like, I'm keeping that in the fucking movie.
Yeah. She's so
was
good.
wild.
I'm so disappointed that she hasn't done anything else after this because I love Daryl Hannah.
But
She's so evil.
What had she done
So
before
good.
this besides Splash?
Splash.
Clan of the Cave Bear.
Yeah, Clan of the Cave.
That's
Bear.
right.
Ayla.
What was it? Ayla.
Dude, all right, guys.
Ayla,
Most of you people are not going to get that reference, but go back in our catalog. We reviewed a movie called Clan of the Cave Bear, which stars this same actress.
It was in our Caveman Week.
Our Caveman Week, yeah.
Very
So
popular week in the replays.
check it out.
by the
Maybe
way.
you could put that. I don't know how that works, but you could put it at the end of the video or plop a little pop up right there.
I guess she's in Sense 8 now, the Netflix show.
Well, she was in 2 seasons of that before it got canceled.
Yeah. She was also in Steel Magnolias, which I also really love her. And that's one of my favorite movies of all time. She was in Wall Street. She was in Roxanne. I mean, she was huge in the 80s.
That's right. I forgot about Steel Magnolias.
Yeah.
That's one of my wife's favorite movies. That's why I don't like it.
I've
Chick flick.
I've heard about that movie, but I've never watched
Wonder
it.
if she's
Oh
in.
my God. That's one of my favorite movies.
All right.
So since we're talking about Ellie Driver, Uma Thurman and Daryl Hannah did not get along.
So Blade Runner.
In fact, they hated each other.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Well, two alphas. You don't put two alphas in a room.
I
not
mean,
good.
obviously, they were both Bill's lovers.
No, listen, V. You don't put two blondes in a room.
Yeah.
But,
They'll just sit there and go, oh my God, it's just so dumb.
so I guess one of the issues was that Daryl Hannah kept trying to upstage Uma Thurman and was trying to basically expand her role in the movie, and they just didn't get along. And so at the Cannes Film Festival, they had to be kept apart from one another, and they had dueling after parties after the screening.
What?
And all this others
Honestly, this is great.
yeah, they were just super catty and they hated each other, just absolutely hated
Whoa.
each other. And there was all this gossip going around the festival about like how like they were like trying to outdo one another and all this other stuff. It was pretty crazy.
That's wild. Which after
That's
party did you
funny.
go to?
I didn't get invited to either.
Dude, he's not that cool.
Yeah, I was a pleb, man.
Come
Not
on.
that cool.
He was probably like a fucking usher. Just not like telling
He
us.
wasn't a blue check mark back then.
Yeah, it wasn't a blue check mark back then. So I just want to talk about like Bud. Bud, as far as the assassin crew goes, I love Oren Ishii. She's fucking awesome. But like Bud to me is just the epitome of the nihilistic guy who doesn't give a shit,
Yeah.
but he's also better at his job than everybody else, but he just doesn't want you to know about it. There's that element.
I've never gotten that from Bud.
Oh no, he
listen.
is the best assassin on that crew
Listen.
besides Beatrix, but he doesn't give a shit.
He owned her. He fucked
He
her up.
fucking
He
owned her.
He got home from the strip club and he's getting out of his car and he goes, click. Oh,
She's here.
okay. And he went into
Yes.
his little trailer and he got his fucking shotgun out. And as soon as that bitch opened the fucking door,
Yes.
she took 2 slugs in the chest
Fucking-
of a fucking
and
shotgun.
he completely.
Honestly, he could have killed her at that point, but he
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
chose to torture her.
She
Yeah.
lost. She was done.
That's what I
He
love about
fucking
Bud.
Won.
Bud is the best assassin
Oh, yeah.
on that entire squad, but because he just doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. She opened that door and it was kaboom.
Yeah.
And she went, "Pwah."
There's something about I connect to
Oh, yeah.
Bud so much more than anybody else.
I want to grow my
because
mullet out.
I have
I want a
have the-
mullet. I want to grow it. I want my bud hair. I'm going to fucking do it.
Do it.
because I have
Do
this
it.
I have this job and this is a meta moment, real world thing. I hope my boss doesn't fucking watch this episode. But I'm like, I have this job and I'm watching these people fucking struggle doing what they do. And I'm like, I know I can do a better job than you.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just don't give a shit.
That's how I am at work.
And that's like,
It's like,
and that's Bud in this movie.
And
He's like,
I do want to say, like, the scene where he goes into the strip club to go to work is probably one of the best scenes
like,
in this
dude,
film.
there ain't nobody here.
Where he's with his boss and he's like, "There's your name. There
used to be your name."
That's such a bummer.
Do I have an asshole right here?
right here, you're as useless as an asshole. Right here.
Have any of you ever worked for a boss like
I
this?
love it.
Because I fucking have.
I can't say I have. I have had some freaking ridiculous bosses in the past, but I can't say anybody that was like this. But I connect to the nihilism
And like
so
the
much.
scene ends with like this like stripper coming out. It's like, "Bud, the toilet's backed up again. There's shit water
Yeah,
everywhere."
you're gonna clean it
I'll
up.
go clean it.
All right.
And no. The worst part of that is when he's like, I'll go do it. Rock it. And she just goes,
Mhm.
like, yeah, you fucking will, you
Yeah.
piece of shit.
And one of the great parts about that scene is, so like, you know, the cowboy hat that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Tarantino hated that hat, but Michael Madsen was like, "I think it's good for my character. I'm gonna wear it."
Yeah.
And so like Tarantino rewrote the script to have like the boss tell him to take it the fuck off. So like he had to do it for the movie.
Wait, did he know that the script was rewritten, or did he hear those lines for the first time during that scene?
No, he knew. But,
Okay,
but
all right.
it was just Tarantino's way to get him to like follow orders.
I gotcha.
It's like, I
Just
love that
once.
scene because the dude, the boss of the strip club,
Mhm.
he's an asshole.
Right, of course.
But
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. But you know that at any time, Bud could just
Destroy
end that
him.
dude
Yes.
with nothing. And
Yes.
it's just, I just think that's the kind of thing that like makes me laugh about the scenes with Bud. Bud makes Volume 2 to me.
Yeah,
Personally.
he is Oren Ishii
Yeah.
for Volume 2.
And that's why the last 15 minutes of this movie take me completely
Because Bud's gone.
Because Bud's gone. and it's just a bunch of words.
And I
It's
feel, I
just-
feel like Tarantino's the only one who knows how to get an actual performance out of Michael Madsen. Because
I
when I
agree.
see him in anything else, he's terrible.
Wasn't
I
he in?
mean, after Reservoir Dogs.
Wasn't he? Well, that's Quentin Tarantino too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in a different movie that we just watched, wasn't it? Like a Jean-Claude Van Damme a movie or something like that.
Oh my God.
Wasn't
what's
he
it?
like some FBI agent or something in a movie we reviewed? I can't remember. Anyway,
No, it doesn't matter.
it was
No,
terrible.
but-
I'll look it up
but-
right
but
now.
speaking of Reservoir Dogs and Michael Madsen, so you know the scene where the bride is buried
Mhm.
in the coffin, and
Best scene in this whole movie.
so,
Yes.
so like remember when she like kicks off her boots and she gets like the straight razor to like cut herself
Yeah,
free?
is there a backstory to the Straight Razor? Because they never
So-
talked about
She
it.
just had it hidden in her boot.
It's just standard assassin skills.
Well,
You should know this stuff.
the boots were Michael Madsen's boots that he wore in Reservoir Dogs,
Oh.
and the straight razor was the razor he used to
He used to cut off the ear.
Fuck out!
Michael Madsen showed up on set with those things, and Uma Thurman put them on and used the straight razor.
That's what I love about Tarantino movies. There's so fucking fun about that shit.
Dude, the razor he used to cut the cop's
Yeah.
ear off. Why didn't I fucking think of that? This movie just bumped up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say is not as good as Volume 1,
I'll
but
give it an extra half star.
it
for
fucking
that.
is.
So one of the things, so I agree that this isn't as good as Volume 1, but one of the interesting things that Tarantino did is he used like a different motif for the first movie than he did with the second movie. So the first movie was an homage to his love of samurai and kung fu films. This part of the series, the part 2, is more in line with the westerns that he loved growing up. And so like this movie is more of a western, whereas the first one was more of a kung fu film.
Right. Okay, so I've said this before. Bud, I feel like he's me, and I attach myself to his character in the beginning part of this movie. I love the fact that he just completely owns Beatrix, the most deadly woman on the freaking planet, who just got done working her way through the assassin squad and killing everybody that she needs to get revenge on. She comes up to Bud fucking puts her down a notch.
Rock salt.
There's something about that.
Rock salt in the tits.
Yeah. It's like
Oh my God,
he's
he
such
goes
a
on and on about her tits.
he's such a badass, but he's so cynical and
Yeah.
he just doesn't give a shit. I
Yeah.
love that aspect of his character. Anyway, moving on to that, the graveyard scene. I think
Paula Schultz.
I might think, God, this freaking what did you put in this margarita? I think this
Cocaine.
is is the best use of a flashback ever in a movie. Like flashbacks are usually kind of like awkward sometimes.
Yeah.
Really, like watching a movie, you're going along, all of a sudden be like, boom, flashback, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, oh,
She
okay.
basically uses the 1-inch punch to dig her way out, right?
That's the whole point of this like 40-minute flashback.
You are 100% correct.
Yeah, like she's in there, she's in the freaking coffin, and she's sitting there. She's like, okay, Pai Mei, here we go. And then boom, flashback to when she was training to do the 3-inch punch. Freaking brilliant.
And one of the great things about that flashback is that the Pai Mei character is kind of like a staple of the Shaw Brothers, like Kung Fu.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've seen some of those original movies, and there are scenes where like someone tries to kick Pai Mei in the balls, and he's so skilled with his body, he sucks his testicles up into his body and catches the foot there, and then
Oh my
like
God.
fucks them up, with his Kung Fu. And,
Yes.
and Tarantino nailed the characters so perfectly. Like he's just an asshole.
Oh, he's such a prick.
You guys can all do that.
We can suck our testicles into our body. The montage training scene for Pai Mei, I could just watch that by itself.
so good. And
He's
it-
just like, ha, ha, ha.
And it also gives you like perspective into why Beatrix is such a badass.
Yeah.
She was already a badass before she got to him.
Oh, and he talks so much shit about her. She's
Ooh,
like, I
He
am.
hates Americans. He hates
Hates
blondes,
yeah.
and he hates
Women.
women.
Yeah.
So one of the funny things is that the character of Pai Mei speaks Cantonese in the movie. And originally Tarantino wanted the actor to speak Cantonese and then like overdub his mouth with like English. But he thought that it kind of detracted from like the gravitas of Pai Mei. And so he just kept
I would
the
have
Cantonese
actually
away.
liked that. That would have been really
That would have
funny.
been funny. Yeah. Pai Mei is just such a freaking cool character. And I know he comes from other movies, and there's this weird theory out there that he's like just immortal, basically.
Except when it comes to fish heads. apparently.
Fuck that bitch for killing him. The whole montage scene where Beatrix gets trained by him is freaking incredible. That, like I said, I could just watch a movie of that by itself. Like if they just kind of stretch that out to like a 45, 50-minute movie of just her training with Pai Mei and him being a dick the whole time, I'd watch it. No problem at all. It was a ton of fun. I had a blast watching that part of the scene. There's a line in this movie that has infiltrated my vocabulary to this day that I say to my kids. Wakey wakey. Eggs and bakey. Like
Aw.
I say that shit to my kids all the time. It's freaking hilarious. I love this movie.
That's kind of fucked up.
It's a
when
little
you think
fucked
about
up
where it came
considering
from.
where it came from, and I know.
I actually use that line in one of my books. But one of the interesting things is that Gordon Liu, who plays Pai Mei, he was also the general of the Crazy 88 in the first part, and like he's unrecognizable as Pai Mei, but he's
absolutely.
great. He's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I love the way he freaking just like angrily sweeps his beard away from him.
His beard work is top.
That's all from the original
Mhm.
actor who played the Pai Mei character in the Shaw Brothers movies.
I love it. It's so good. I feel like I'm just gushing over the same thing over and over again. But
Since we're speaking of casting, though, like real quick, I just want to point out that there's a scene in this movie later on where she goes to like this Mexican brothel, and there's a character there that it's Esteban Vallejo, who's like
fucking love Esteban.
who was Bill's surrogate father.
Yeah.
And originally that character was supposed to be played by Ricardo Montalban.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
The con?
Fucking con.
Yeah, con. And
Mr. Rourke.
and so like I don't know if you guys noticed the actor who actually ended up playing him. He's the same actor who played the marshal, the state marshal.
Yeah.
And From Dusk Till Dawn in episode 1 and stuff like that.
Volume 1.
Michael
I
Parks.
haven't watched that movie in a long time.
And
No, the sheriff from the beginning of Volume 1 is the same dude.
the one who investigated the Pines. And the story behind that is that Michael Parks, like while they were doing like a table read, Ricardo Montalban wasn't available to come in and do it. And so Tarantino just had Michael Parks read the part. And he nailed it so perfectly. Tarantino was like, you know what? I'm just going to cast you in this part.
That's so great.
But it's like this old Texas white guy doing like a Mexican
Hardcore Spanish. Yeah.
And he nailed it.
It's almost unrecognizable.
I didn't realize he was even doing a fake accent.
Exactly. Like there's something about that character, which is interesting that you bring it up because he plays such a small part in this movie. Like he's only there for a very, very short period of time, but he's a huge presence where he's like in charge of this whole brothel and like girls who disobey him get fucked up really bad. And he shows that like he never once seems aggressive towards Beatrix at all, but like subliminally, he like calls over one of the girls that has disobeyed him at one point in time, and her face is just freaking completely scarred up, and she's like drooling, and he like wipes the freaking drool off her face.
He
and stuff
gives
like
her
that.
a handkerchief,
Dude.
and she says thank you.
Yeah,
But he did that to her.
dude. Dark. And that was like the way he just so subtly is just sitting back and he's just sucking on his cigarette, and he's just sitting there, and you
would be my number one.
You will be my number one lady. Like the way he just seems so freaking chill, but also this dude will fuck you up in an instant. Like it was intimidating, and also like he seemed like a nice grandpa at the same time.
I kind of like that guy.
It's super weird.
You kind of got why Bill was like, "You're my father figure."
Yeah, and you also get where Bill gets his ruthlessness from.
I kind of wish I exuded that kind of personality.
I wish you did too. I'd be scared as fuck of you.
Cool. Like,
with your beard and you're fucking smoking a cigarette and you're just like, I will fuck you up, dude.
I would never look you in the eyes.
You know, what's funny about that scene? What's funny about that scene is that it was shot in actual Mexican brothel, and every girl except for the one with like the fucked up lip was an actual prostitute.
Get out! Get out! No. What are you going to Colombia? And it was just like,
I don't believe that for a second.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Get the fuck out of here!
Jadish researched it.
Oh God.
He was like, "You a hooker?" And she was like, "Yeah."
Tarantino talks about it on the commentary.
Well, they were just homely enough to be like legit.
Well, they were like hanging out in like hammocks and shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, Mexican brothels aren't high end, dude.
No, I wouldn't think they were.
Nor are the jails.
No, it's like down here in Vegas.
Wait, hold on a second. Have you been to a Mexican jail?
How's your margarita?
No comment.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it's like when people come to Vegas and they think the hookers are all like Playboy centerfolds.
I don't know. It's like the top 1%.
And they go down there and they like realize that all the hookers are fucking like fours on the scale.
Yeah, the ones you see on TV are the top 1% that charge like $2,500 a minute.
Yeah, those ones aren't. Those ones aren't hanging out in the bar.
No, they're not. They're on call.
Yeah, the real hookers are like dogs, dude. They're like, oof. It's like, I'll suck your dick for $20. It's like, no. Move it along.
Anyway, this guy. Again, the performance here is just incredible. Like he plays such a small part, but he's so freaking just ruthless and cool and scary all at the same time. He's sitting down and he's reading this freaking book, and he just puts his book down. He's got a cigarette in his mouth. Like everything about this guy plays.
I find it really funny that you were so enamored with this guy.
He's fucking cool.
We've literally talked about him on the podcast longer than he was in the movie.
He reminds me of the Dos Equis guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't always drink Dos Equis, but when I do,
I don't always cut a bitch. But when I do, I aim for the lips.
I am the most interesting man in the world.
fucking crazy. All right, let's talk about the least favorite part of the movie for you.
Oh God, it's just 15 minutes of
Bill.
blather.
We
Blah.
finally get a confrontation with Bill.
Yeah,
It's heartbreaking.
and he just sits there and he just jibber jabbers for fucking
But
an
dude,
hour.
I'd
I
fight.
don't think it's heartbreaking
I would-
at all.
Really?
I think he is a master manipulator.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what Bill does.
No,
He's
from
been grooming assassin. He's the snake charmer,
right.
which is his name.
From what? Okay, when I say heartbreaking,
That's a good way to put it. He groomed all these chicks
all
to
of them.
be his
he's a
assassins.
snake charmer.
Yeah.
They're all named
He
after
groomed
snakes.
his brother, the only man he ever loved, and all of these women to be assassins who work for him and worship him.
I'll say this though, David Carradine fucking killed it. In this
Oh
final
yeah,
scene.
He
dude.
did.
Listen, the scene where they're at like the campfire, and I think it's just before the Pai Mei thing,
where he's playing the flute.
where he's playing the flute and he's telling that story about the monks. I'm not joking, dude. I'm just like, I'm just like Beatrix in that scene. Where I like, what's the next part of the story?
You know what makes me sad about David Carradine
The way he died.
is all I can see when I see David Carradine on screen anymore is I just have a picture of him jerking himself in the fucking closet, hanging himself with a belt.
See, here's the thing.
That's how I wanna go.
I can't get it out of my
That's
head.
how we all want to go.
I can't get it out of my head. It's so annoying.
Look at you.
Why did
He
he have
died
to?
a warrior's death.
No, he died a fucking weirdo, dude.
He died in an orgasm.
No.
How the fuck do
I
you
just-
want to go?
I can't get it out of my brain.
Good.
So you
It's
know
like,
that you know,
God,
He
you-
lives on in your orgasm.
I know.
You know the detail about how he died, right?
It's just so fucking weird, man, and it ruins his character for me because I can't separate the
Did
two.
ruin his orgasm.
Jesus.
The silver lining coming from Jim.
He was like, I have a choice between living or finishing my orgasm. And he finished his He's a fucking legend.
It's just unreal.
No, you know what actually happened though, right? Is so like normally like the people who do autoerotic asphyxiation because they pass out, they usually put like a piece of lime
fill it out of his
or
mouth.
lemon
I was there.
that when you bite down on it, the acidity kind of wakes you up. And when he was doing it, it fell out of his mouth, and so he wasn't able to bite down on it, and that's what caused him to basically like asphyxiate.
All right, well, that's weird.
Now that we're talking about that, I just want to say, I think it was staged. I think they fucking Epsteined his ass.
Oh, he's still alive?
Carradine didn't kill himself.
Carradine can, yeah, no, not at all. I don't think,
I don't know if that hashtag is going to fly.
He had info on a Clinton.
I struggle to believe anything in that realm of like how people die. Like I'm like fucking William Robin, right?
Dude,
Robin
listen,
Williams.
dude, I almost died jerking it this morning. So, I totally get it.
I almost died in the tub yesterday.
Like, you got to start the day off right.
Fucking goddamn it! What?
Well, the thing about David Carradine is like he was also an alcoholic. Like
Yeah.
he was drunk like on sets of his movies and stuff like that.
I'm drunk right now.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Well, you don't go to work drunk though.
No,
right?
no,
Unless you count this as work.
I'd be dead.
But
Well, this is kind of work,
This kind of.
but it's our work.
But David Carradine was a messed up dude, and
That's sad.
and this was supposed to be like his big comeback, and he killed it in this film.
Oh, he
was
did
good.
such
He
a
was
great
good.
job. No, I'm not even joking. Like all jokes aside, like I could listen to this dude tell stories. Like he
Yeah.
is a campfire, sit by the side,
With a-
roast marshmallows, and listen to fucking monks kill them. Kill each other. Like
did he ever
Sit-
narrate any books?
Sit by the
Oh,
fire and play my weird flute.
Like I wish I could have the cadence and sound that this guy has in this movie. Like it's so fucking like just absorbing. You're like, oh, I
And
want to listen to you.
I don't know what it is about Tarantino's dialogue coming out of David Carradine's mouth, but
Mhm.
it is like poetry.
Yeah.
Like him talking about Superman and him talking
Yep.
about being a killer bee and like all this stuff. Like it's amazing. And then like there are these moments where he's waxing philosophical and he's being all poetic, and then like he whips out his gun and shoots, and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
like and he's like, let me finish what I'm saying.
What'd you shoot me with?
Yeah, it's like it's amazing how they show like in that scene where Beatrix has finally confronted him and they're in the same room together. And he's like, I'm going to tell you a story. And he's just kind of like flowing and talking and whatever. And then she makes a move because she wants to kill. She's still trying to get the upper hand, and she just can't. He's just like boom, like pops her with a freaking dart, and she just starts freaking out. Like at every single point, except until the very last scene where they're together, he always has the upper hand.
Yeah. And he's only able to be defeated by the one move he never learned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is something that Pai Mei taught her and didn't teach anybody else. It's fucking, this movie's a masterpiece,
Which is
man.
also how she got the upper hand on Elle. Because Pai Mei taught her everything he had.
Plucked the eye
Plucked
out.
the eyeball out of her.
I love it. Like,
and then she stepped on it.
Such and it
With
like,
her
oh god,
bare
dude, it squished between her toes.
Tarantino and
nasty.
feet. That's the only thing that we haven't talked about
Tarantino
yet.
jerked it to that shot many times.
In volume 1 with her in the back of the pussy wagon.
Absolutely. Wiggle your big toe.
And then her stepping on that eyeball, that was his finishing move.
Do you think Tarantino's just fucking behind the camera for those scenes in particular? Just
yeah, right. Here's yesterday I watched.
Tarantino doesn't even have to touch it. He doesn't have to touch it. He could just look at something, and then his body is just like, "I'm coming now."
It's like he's shot with the Orgasminator ray. Yeah.
He doesn't have to touch it.
He shows him the O face.
What were you gonna say?
I don't remember.
This is the problem: is you don't interject the right time.
So yesterday we're watching this. I'm doing a watch party with our Discord people.
Yeah.
On volume 2, and she steps and squishes the eyeball, and I went, and Anima and the other people, everybody in the chat were like, "Oh God, that was gross. Oh my God." You know,
we're over here talking about coming,
and we're just like, Jesus, it was pretty nasty.
It was very nasty.
The freaking jelly eyeball going between her toes. Whoa. You know, it's just like, man.
Yeah, and it's funny because Buck and Ellie are the only two that the bride didn't kill.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think do you think she would have killed Buck if she had? Well, he was on her list, right? Because he was part of the crew that killed her family.
I mean, she probably would have killed him, but like she didn't. Mm-hmm. It was Ellie who killed him.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Ellie's dead.
We never see her die.
We never see her die.
The blind,
but I think it's implied that she leaves her in there blind with the snake on purpose.
What if blind Ellie teaches Vivica A. Fox's daughter?
That would be a cool sequel.
Blind Ellie teaches little Nicky.
Yeah,
I need to write
that would be a cool sequel part.
Okay, I'm just gonna talk about my favorite moments in this movie. By far, I could watch over and over and over again and never get tired of it. Pai Mei's training of Beatrix Kiddo. From the moment Bill drops her off at the staircase, I want to see an entire 2-hour-long movie of her getting trained. It's so good. He is such an asshole, and it's hilarious. But her determination and her ability to just fucking go and not stop, despite all the challenges she meets, earns his respect to the point where he's like, this woman is different than everybody else I've trained. Something about that, like, just screams, give me a movie about it. I love it. It's my favorite part of this movie. I could watch it over and over and over again. Pai Mei's freaking incredible. I don't give a shit about the rest of this movie. If that's all I got for volume 2, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool.
I'll tell you one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and it's kind of weird. And it's when we have the flashback where Beatrix finds out that she's pregnant. And the Asian assassin shows up and they're at the standoff. And she's like, I'm really sorry to do this, but I just found out I'm pregnant. And the lady's like, oh, congratulations. She just leaves.
Well, that's funny. I almost forgot about that moment. That was a good moment in the movie.
Well, it's the moment where Beatrix explains why she left Bill. And she's like, I couldn't do the job anymore because I just kept thinking, like, it's not just my life. It's like the life of my child now. And I knew that, like, I had to get her away from you because you'd groom her like you groomed everyone else.
Which puts into perspective, like, what a dirtbag Bill is. Because when you find out what he was getting his revenge for, it was just because she left him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a jealous prick. Like, I don't think Bill is ever put in a good light at all throughout both of these movies.
I would have done the same thing.
Well, I mean, he admitted that basically, like, he's a heartless bastard, but she broke his heart.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's like, I may have overreacted. But I was in pain.
Yeah, that was great. That was a great moment.
Baby, and you're gonna go marry this other guy? No.
Did you notice Sam Jackson's cameo?
Yes, as Rufus, the piano player.
Rufus is the man.
Poor bastard got shot for no reason.
He was like, "You like Love Me Tender."
He's been in like
I could
every
play
Quentin
that.
Tarantino
Every
movie.
single Quentin Tarantino.
No, not everyone.
Almost.
Not everyone? Was he not in Reservoir
He
Dogs?
wasn't in Reservoir
He had
Dogs.
something like long. He had audition for Pulp Fiction, and then I think he never had to audition for him ever again.
You know,
Was he in True Rods?
Well, that wasn't a Tarantino movie. Tarantino wrote that movie, but Tony Scott directed it.
No, but that it is to me.
I saw
I think he is in that, actually.
Is he?
He's one of the guys that Drexel kills in the drug deal.
I think you're right.
I saw an interview with Samuel L. Jackson that kind of speaks to me and you as like voice actors. Like, he said he was auditioning for these roles and just like small parts, and his wife would come to him or whoever it was like, "Why are you fucking taking this shitty role? Like, this is a nothing movie. It's like some freaking backlot, like passion project for this kid." And he was like, "Yeah, but that kid and all his passion might be one of the biggest directors we ever meet. And I'm going to have worked with him and he's going to have a good relationship with me." And sure enough, that's exactly what happened with him and Quentin Tarantino. I'm like, it just speaks so true. I love that moment that he had in that interview where he's like, don't ever fucking scoff at some kid who's just doing some passion project. Like, be a part of it. And then when he gets bigger, he's going to take you along with him.
Yeah.
It's freaking rings true. Let's do final thoughts on part 2.
Final
Vader,
thoughts?
do you have a favorite? I know you don't like this movie as much as the first one. But what's your favorite moment for this
It's
one?
the margarita scene.
Margarita.
No, my favorite scene is with Bud.
All Bud stuff?
The most of the Bud stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really, for some reason, I connected with Bud in
Me
this
too.
movie. I don't
too.
know why. I just really like his character. I like how he's fucking with his brother when he tells him he sold the Hanzo sword.
Mhm.
He's just, I like how he's like really probably the best assassin out of
do you-
all of them.
Do you fuck with Kegmaster like he fucks with his brother?
No.
Keg Crusher.
Keg Crusher, sorry.
Yeah, my brother.
Keg Master.
Yeah. There's
I'm the keg
just
fucking master.
I just really like his character.
You like Bud? Okay.
Yeah, I really like Bud.
Cool.
You want me to give a score?
Yeah.
So first part's 5.
Volume 1.
Volume
okay.
2, I was gonna go 3.5, but we said something during our review.
We did.
here,
You said you were going to give it
and
extra
I'll give
half
it
a
an
star.
extra half star, and I'm fucking
It was
buzzed.
the boots and the straight razor.
And I don't remember. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't remember
yeah.
what it was for.
The boots
So
and the straight
I'm bumping
razor.
it up to a 4.
Okay.
It's not as good as Volume 1,
Hmm.
but that's just me, and I'm stingy with my 5s. So I'm giving it a 4 star. I did think the last 15 minutes was too drawn out. They could have cut a half hour out of that and been just fine.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, it's a really, really good movie, and it is what it is, man.
All right.
4 stars. So
Jude, favorite moment, and give me a star rating.
My favorite stuff from this is it's got to be the coffin scene.
Mm.
But also because that leads into the Pai Mei stuff. So I guess for me that's one big thing.
It's almost like him, Bud and Pai Mei.
Not so much Bud, but more just like she's in the coffin, she's got to figure out how to get out, and this is how her history has taught her how to get out. I disagree about the ending. I feel like it all comes full circle, and we needed all of that story. Also, when like you take yourself kind of out of the movie and you put it into perspective, like that's not going to be okay for that kid. That she kills the whatever. You guys know what I mean. It's not that kid's not going to be okay. Her and Vernita's kid are going to start a gang. Part 1 is a 5-star for me. I think for me, like, I can't watch one without the other, but are each part 5-star? No, not necessarily. So you know how I feel about movies over 2 hours. This is over 2 hours.
Technically, it's like 4.5 hours long.
Yeah. But like it's a Tarantino movie, so I'll give it some allowance there. I do love it, but I love the first part more, which and I think that just says a lot more about the first part, which makes you want to watch the second part. I don't know that the second part is as good as the first part. So for me, it's probably 4 out of 5 Pai Mei beard swings.
Okay. Kadish?
So there are two parts in this movie that always kind of stand out to me. The first is after she performs the 5-point exploding heart technique on Bill, and he realizes what she did. He gets up and he walks 5 steps, and then he just collapses. And, you know, you remember the story around the campfire where he's like, you take 5 steps and your heart explodes. And he just kind of accepts his fate, and he realizes that, you know, this is the woman he loves, and she literally broke his heart. And so, like, he walks 5 steps and just dies. And it is a very poignant moment, and it's also very cool because it's a payoff to that story that we heard earlier. Then the other scene kind of goes hand in hand with that, where at the very end, Beatrix is on the floor of the bathroom in the motel, and she's crying but laughing at the same time. Like, she's overcome with both sorrow and joy at having gotten her revenge and killed the man that, you know, she actually loved.
While her daughter is watching TV. Yeah.
So, like, she got everything that she wanted, and it was a kind of a Pyrrhic victory. It was bittersweet. And I just thought that scene was, like, so emblematic of the character, and also, like, how good of an actor that Uma Thurman was in this movie. And it's kind of funny because in this movie, she was actually in a car accident that Tarantino had kind of orchestrated, where he wanted her to drive on, like, a windy road, and she didn't want to do it, but he kind of forced her to. And it messed up her back and her knees. And it actually, like, ended their friendship for, like, a couple years because, like, she resented him for it. And he eventually came out and apologized and stood up for her during the Harvey Weinstein trial and all this other stuff, because she was a victim of Harvey Weinstein. And so he came out on her side and supported her. And that kind of mended their friendship. But this was actually the movie that's why you don't see her in other Tarantino films after this, is because they had a falling out due to this film.
I did not know that. Wow.
You're talking about the last scene at the end, right before the credits, when she's driving with the music?
No, like that was a back projection type thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was actually a scene where, like, she was driving that little, like, sports car.
Yeah, the little blue one.
Yeah. And she lost control and had a crash and actually ended up hurting herself pretty badly. And so, like, she always resented Tarantino for that, and eventually he kind of mended the fence. But there were a couple of years there where, like, they just weren't in a good place with each other. So.
What's the rating for this?
I give it 3-inch punch out of 5-inch punches.
3 out of 5?
3 out of 5. Yeah, I don't like it as much as the first one. I don't think it's as interesting. And the shift to the Western from, like, the Kung Fu just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go 3.5 before I gave it the bonus half. So I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
For me, it's like damn near 5 star. It's like 4.75. I really enjoy it. I love Bud as a character. I connect with him way more than any of the other characters. I love that he gets the upper hand on her. I love the transition between her being caught in the coffin to the training with Pai Mei. Pai Mei, the whole training montage with him is probably my favorite part of the 2 movies put together. Like, give me more Pai Mei. I fucking love that scene.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. So for, like, I think the drawn out ending with Bill, because of everything that's come before it, is well deserved. I don't give it any negative points for that. It's slower. It's definitely slower. I
just thought it should have been 15, 20 minutes.
But for me, that's not a negative. I don't think its deliberate pace in the second half of the movie is a negative. So I think this is another 5. I don't know. Can I just combine the 2 and just give it a 5 star for both movies?
No.
Yeah, man.
The points are made up in the,
That's
whatever
it. Do what
fuck.
you want to do. Don't matter.
It's fucking 2. It's one movie. It's Kill Bill. And it's both 5 stars. All 4 hours of it. That's it. It's my podcast. I get to make the rules.
Right.
5 star. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Thanks for joining us. As always, we really appreciate you guys watching the video. Don't forget to comment below. Let us know what your thoughts are. We love hearing your feedback. And if it's really, really negative, we might just read it and make fun of you. So comment.
Stand by.
I do have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
If there hadn't been a part 2, would part 1 still be a 5 star?
I would have blue balls.
Yeah, but yeah, for sure. I still
Like,
think
I'd be like, where the fuck is Bill?
Right.
Like, you
I
can't
don't
have,
know that
it's
I would
one movie.
I know. I feel like part 2 amps up part 1.
Right. You can't
So
have
if
one
there-
without the other.
If there hadn't been a part 2, I don't know that I would feel the same way about
If
part
they,
1.
you mean if they took both movies and they just squished them together?
No, I'm saying if they had only made part 1. And part 2 had never been made.
There's no multiverse that happens.
This is the multiverse where I'm asking you the question. Just curious.
It would still be
I
a
don't know.
5-star movie.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be fucking awesome. But
But we'd just be to this day, we'd be going, when are you going to make part 2?
what the fuck's part? It'd be like
Part two,
J.R.R.
man.
Martin with
Right,
fucking
right.
with Lord of, with the what the fuck is books that he's
Game of
making?
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, we'd be like, where the
Winds of
fuck's
Winter.
where's the rest of his fucking books?
Yeah.
Just
Anyway,
curious.
that's it for the podcast. Thanks, guys, for being here. Don't forget to check out the freaking Discord for Jude's margarita mix because holy
Jesus.
shit.
I gotta put that recipe in.
Yeah.
Talk
my
about a
goodness.
5 out of 5. Matt, where can they find you on the socials, bud?
You can find me at MattVader74 on the Twitter most of the time, some on Facebook and Instagram, and I update our Salty Nerd pages and clubs and stuff on Facebook. So,
Right on. Okay, Jude.
You can find me at I am Jude Juju on Instagram and on TikTok, and you can hire me for your parties. I'll get your clan fucked up.
She's not
Get
even
your crew-
joking.
Get your crew
No.
fucked up.
10
I'll get
year-
your crew fucked up.
10-year anniversary. Jude was the bartender. Everybody was trashed. All right, Matthew
It's a good
Kadish.
time.
It was a great time. Where can they find you on the socials?
You can find me at Matthew Kadish, Kadish on Twitter. KadishBooks.com takes you to my Amazon page. And if you'd be so kind as to leave us a 5-star review or rating on Apple Podcasts, we just need 50 more to reach that legendary 200 level in order to get certified by Rotten Tomatoes. So any help you can give us, we'd really appreciate it.
Right on. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the show. Please comment below, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Share this with your friends. If you want to support us, word of mouth is great. If you want to do something extra, go to saltynerdclub.com, join the club membership. See you later, folks.